This is just a quick background on Batman vs. Superman so far, so everyone's caught up on the same page when we start our Batman vs. Superman units. So Batman and Superman used to be friends. They are our two oldest superheroes, and it was a long time before they actually met up. Their first time meeting, they were both on a cruise ship. Um, Bruce Wayne was there obviously as like the millionaire guy, and then Clark Kent, Superman, was there as a reporter, just doing a report on it. A lady's diamond necklace got stolen, and they both jumped into the same room to change into their secret outfits. And when they jumped out, oh, they realized, wait, you're Batman, wait, you're Superman. And they just kind of moved on so that they could get the job done, and they ended up being friends after that. Next, there were the World's Finest Comic series. They were featured, and originally they were, like when you bought this comic, they were separate. So even though on the cover it featured them doing funny, like wacky things together, in the actual comic books, they weren't interacting or anything like that until DC ended up having budget cuts that cut the number of pages that they could have in this series. So they were forced to combine the stories into one, and they were okay for a little while, but it ended up being during the Silver Age when we had that comic code authority and everything like that. So they ended up being more family friendly. They had aliens invading, and a lot of times they ended up giving Batman kind of temporary superpowers so that he could keep up with Superman and that it made more sense during the plot. But again, this was all them being super friendly and working together. Then, if you remember, we learned about this during our documentary. Frank Miller came in with A Dark Knight Returns. He wanted to bring Batman's edge back, and he wanted to make him kind of this dark figure again. So he comes back. He's out of retirement. He's super old, but he wants to go against Superman because Superman's just following whatever the government says, whether it's good or bad. And Batman's like total anti-authority, and he's like, this isn't for the best. So Batman comes out of retirement. He teams up with this new Robin and an old aging Green Arrow to take on Superman and try and, knock him down to size. It ends up not really well for anyone. Bruce is shot with a kryptonite arrow, so he's super weak, he's super old and dying. That was Clark is shot with a kryptonite arrow, and then Bruce is, he's already old and he's like having health issues and like his heart's starting to give out and everything. So it ends pretty darkly anyway, but it did end up bringing this new light to these two heroes and was basically the end of their friendship and the era that we're in now where they are kind of competitors. So this is a repeating cycle. They have fought in many different scenarios for many different reasons. Sometimes Batman wins, sometimes Superman wins, sometimes it's because one of them has the other's girlfriend hostage, or because one of them has been taken over, or just because they're angry and they're disagreeing on important issues. But there's lots of examples that you can look to when we really start getting into this argument and when you start forming a side. So that's kind of where we are today and where the basis of our Batman versus Superman argument is really going to kick off.